Welcome back to the Keeping the Dream Alive podcast. Today I have the opportunity to have Tyce Hudson of Freedom Real Estate coming on the podcast. Thank you so much for joining me.
Glad to be here. Appreciate the opportunity.
Yeah. So before we talk a little bit about the Freedom's advisory services, talk a little bit about your journey to get here to Freedom. I know you've had a big career in kind of the construction world, but talk a little bit about kind of that journey.
Great. I appreciate that question. Basically, I went to Auburn University, graduated in civil engineering back in 1998. And I was with a company called Turner Construction for about 23, 24 years, which was excellent. Learned a lot along the way, tons of experience. And now I've been at Freedom a little over 3 years, almost 4 years now. So glad to be here. I wish I'd have come over here sooner.
Yeah, and Freedom's. I mean, we've had past episodes with Lee on the podcast, and I mean, Freedom's grown like crazy over its short lifespan. But today we're talking a little bit about Freedom's advisory offerings. Talk us a little bit about what that looks like at a high level before we kind of dive into it a little bit more specifically.
So at a very high level, basically advisory services is owner consulting type responsibilities where if you're thinking about doing a construction project, we bring the expertise to the table to help make sure that project runs smoothly. We help mitigate risk. We look for hurdles. So that's what we're doing is helping bring the project to fruition. What we do is just basically an advocate for you as an owner and bring the general contractor, the design team, and the owner all together to make sure it's a smooth process.
Yeah, and so kind of looking at these services as a whole, what sort of organizations or projects benefit the most from advisory services?
What's going to benefit the most, really anybody can benefit from this if you don't have a robust construction staff. Even if you do have a robust construction staff, we can help. But municipalities, higher education facility or education organizations, any type of service like that, or just somebody that doesn't do construction all the time. An owner wants to own their own facility. They want to build a building, so they don't need a developer, but they need the expertise to hold their hand and walk them through that process. So, for instance, Alabama A&M University, we do a lot of work at Alabama A&M University, and every morning we wake up and put on our Alabama A&M hats and figuring out how we can be an advocate for Alabama A&M to make sure they're getting the best value possible in their project.
Yeah, and we've had a representative from Alabama A&M on the podcast. So if you haven't heard that episode, it's a great listen, and he talks a little bit more about kind of that relationship that he's had with Freedom. What are some of the benefits of maybe using Freedom for these people that are looking to kind of have an advocate on their behalf? And how are you best able to kind of guide them if the construction is something that's not happening right now, but something that they're looking for in like a more of a long-term plan? How are you best able to benefit and support them?
So excellent question, Clark. I really appreciate this one because there is so many benefits with having Freedom on your team when it comes to a construction project. We just have so much expertise. We've been able to gather the A team from the industry because of the ESOP and also the fact of the excellent reputation and culture that we have. Torch has really helped us set that reputation. So everybody would love to work at Freedom. So that really helps us get the A team, and we pay for ourselves. We more than pay for ourselves. If you bring us on board, typically what we see is whatever our costs are, we're able to impact the project and save 2 to 3 times whatever costs whatever costs our services are. So the benefits that we have too is us having the A team. Also, I spent a lot of time for a construction company, so I have that construction experience. But now being over here at Freedom, we own our own buildings. We manage those properties. So we're just so much more well-rounded. So we really can put our minds in what the owner is looking for. And we know cutting the corners is going to end up a lot more maintenance costs or whatever, so we can help make sure some of that is not impacted on the project. And basically some concrete examples of benefits we bring. Just last week, this is a project. And typically on public projects, they got to be lump sum. They hire a designer, the state fee schedule So a designer is going to be hired, and they're paid on a percentage. So it's really to their advantage to spend as much possible because their fee is going to be increased. So us working with owners to try to save money, and an example of that is the electrical engineer was designing that this project required a generator, and they were specifying a 750 kVA generator, and the owner wants natural gas. Natural gas generators are much more expensive the bigger they are. So we said, hey, do you really need 750 kVA design team, or can we get away with a 500 kVA? And the electrical engineer wants to be a little bit conservative, and we had them look at it, and they're like, okay, yeah, a 500 kVA generator will work. So why do I tell you that? Because a 750 kVA natural gas generator that they were looking to use was about $500,000 more than what they could get away with the 500 kVA. So we were able to save the owner $500,000 right there. Also, same project, the electrical engineer is like, hey, let's put a lightning protection system on here. It's cheap insurance. And the owner's like, I don't know if I need one. And the electrical engineer goes, hey, again, it's just cheap insurance to have. And we said, hey, time out. Jack Scheimer, our pre-construction manager, he knows costs inside and out. And he's like, that's $4 or $5 a square foot for roof area. It's about $200,000, owner.
Wow.
And the owner's like, $200,000? No, I don't need that.
Yeah.
So in that meeting, we're able to avoid costs of $700,000 because we were there to understand what the ramifications are and us understanding costs. Also, building our own buildings, we know what market costs are. We have relationships with subcontractors. For instance, we're managing a couple of projects for Alabama A&M University, and we were able to really get the project really marketed to the construction teams. And we really benefited having the market excited by having lots of participation, and we were well under budget on both projects. So we were able to have an excellent bid day because our relationships and work in the market, and also helping manage the pre-qualification process. So that's some examples of the benefits we bring.
Yeah, I mean, it's incredible just to see that, like you said, the A team that y'all have, where you have a variety of people that work with Freedom that have been in big roles at other companies that understand the nuances of little things, that you're able to all kind of come together. Because at the end of the day, these business owners that you're maybe talking to, these owners, they're not construction people. That's not what they went into business for. That's not what made them successful. And so rather than them trying to, brush up on construction costs, it's like, no. Let's just bring in Freedom. Let's bring in their expertise and with their team. Currently, we've talked about some of the projects like A&M. You're working on a lot of high level sort of projects. Talk a little bit about some of those projects that y'all are working on currently with Freedom.
Clark, you just gave a really good summary. Yeah, well said by you. And we're really excited. Right now, we're managing over $250 million in construction projects around Huntsville. So you're going to see a lot more Freedom signs as those projects come out of the ground. And when we talk about $250 million, some of our biggest projects are $140 million we're managing with Alabama A&M University. It's their new science building and also their student amenities building going right there on Meridian. Going to be excellent additions to their campus. If I was thinking about going to Alabama A&M University, I'd be excited. There's already been a lot of positive change in the past, but there's some really good things coming. And we really enjoy working with them. They have an owner over there that really knows how to make decisions and help make projects successful. So it's just been an excellent partnership. Can't say enough good things about them. cybersecurity, another project that we're working on, and we've just started to partner with on more things, and that's going to be another excellent project that you'll see coming. We're in the design phase right now. Clearview Cancer Institute, we're working with them for a new facility in Decatur, and we love being a part of their team as well, putting on our Clearview Cancer Institute hats because they have really impacted so many people in the community in a positive way. We're running into people all the time. They're like, oh, Clearview took care of me. So just another high-profile project going, and that's going to be in Decatur, Alabama, about a $55 million overall project that we're a part of. And then we just wrapped up a project with Special Aerospace Systems, SAS, It's just across from Blue Origin there in Research Park, and that was another excellent, highly successful project where we teamed with SAS and Brassfield and Gorey, and really had an excellent results from it.
Yeah,
So
and it's incredible too, especially with like the Clearview Cancer Institute. You know, the culture and the reputation they've built really closely aligns with the culture and the reputation that Freedom and Torch has built. As we kind of wrap up the conversation, if someone's listening and they want to find out more, they want to learn more about the Freedom's advisory services, where or who should they reach out to?
please call me. Again, it's Tyce Hudson at Freedom. And I don't mind giving my cell phone number. Pick up the phone, call me, 256-200-2572. And I'll be glad to help you, even if it's just giving you free advice. But I can tell you, having Freedom a part of your project is always a good idea, because the expertise and the well-roundedness and everything that you're going to get from that. And I just think construction is such a difficult process. It is so difficult. Construction, there's so much coordination, so many moving parts. You really need people that are excellent at communication. And we have some of the worst communicators in the industry. So it makes it super complicated. We need a lot better communicators, and that's something that we can really help with. And again, if you're thinking about doing a construction project, give me a call. We'll hold your hand. We'll make sure at the end of the day, you're happy with the results that you're going to get by having Freedom there.
Yeah, and we'll be sure to have links in the episode notes, links to Freedom's website, email for you as well. So anything that we talked about will be there. But I appreciate you being here today. I'm glad we were able to make this happen. I think like I said, we've highlighted a variety of different things about Freedom on the podcast, but highlighting the advisory services is a great spot, because there's so much construction happening just behind the window that we're looking at, just in Huntsville alone. And so if you're listening and you're kind of in that boat of, hey, maybe I need some help with this, give Freedom a call. But I'll be sure to have the links below. But thank you so much for being here.
Clark, thanks for the time. Appreciate you letting me expand on what advisory services is all about. Thank you.